I think that Microsoft is a threat to this industry, to their customers, and to the hobby as a whole.
This is going to blow up in every corporation's face. People are going back to pirating.
I used to love Xbox, man. What happened to the game I used to love? What it has become is just embarrassing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Xbox is officially dead!
I guess we could start with this Xbox Game Pass stuff.
Yeah, we're now at the point where they have structured this for extreme monetization. The thing that is crazy though, and this to me, this is one of those things where it's like we watch major companies make decisions that a normal person would think is insane. And it makes you wonder how many people at the top are just surrounded by yes men. Think of it this way. We have watched them over the last 8 years slowly, carefully grow this system out, make acquisitions, partnerships, then literally overnight, a 50% price increase.
Yeah.
I feel like they were trying to say something with this. And I wonder if it's the same thing that Twitch was saying when they allowed multi-stream, where they're just like, yo, we won. We know you're going to get this anyway. We know that like there is no other option.
Yeah.
So now we're going to drop the hammer on you. Now we're going to start making money on this. Now that we've lured you here with the honey, we're going to switch it out with salt. And it's like, but you're here anyway, and there's nowhere else for you to go. Just like Twitch did. No more contracts for streamers. You're all going to stream here anyway. Like, because we know we're the big fish now. So what's wild about that is like, they could have done this 1,000 different ways. Why this way?
Yeah,
why would they do something that they know? I mean, dude, there were so many people refunding Xbox Game Pass. Their site crashed.
Yeah.
Literally for hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, they had to have seen that coming. Like any thinking individual is like, oh, you're going to jack the price up 50% literally overnight? Of course you're going to have a massive amount of people boycott it. Like, I don't know. It feels very strange, man. It feels like one of those things where it's like, did a human make this decision? Or did just something go through a bunch of corporate teams and nobody stopped it before it happened? It's a very weird situation.
Yeah. $29.99 now for Game Pass Ultimate. 50% increase, like Cohh said.
And literally overnight. Like,
yeah, well, it was 9 days.
That's the
like,
wild part.
One day it was $20 for Game Pass Ultimate.
$19.99.
Yeah, $19.99, and now it's $29.99.
And the best part, the worst / best part, was their justification for the increase. It's just like when they announced the price thing, they didn't even say the tangible benefits the increase said. They said additional benefits added. It's like, are you crazy? Like nobody's gonna look at that and be like, oh, it's okay, we're getting additional benefits.
Well, that's the
it's
article
cool.
too.
I know, but it's just like the official announcements were just. It seemed like the messaging, the plan. Like I don't know how somebody came up with this idea. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, these are your benefits. Unparalleled access. It's just nothing really changes.
But the problem is all three of those things at the top of that, you were getting for $20.
Yeah, you were already.
So it's like, they have nothing to sell. There's nothing to upsell.
Yeah.
They caused even more confusion when they tried to do this stuff with Call of Duty, and people were like, wait, is it included or not included? What's going on? Because they had that line where it was like, all Xbox upcoming titles excluding the Call of Duty franchise. And everyone was like, wait, what part is that excluding? Where is that excluded? Like, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And you want to hear something else crazy? Here they are increasing the price of their monthly value to now $30 a month for the Ultimate. And now the most popular games we're seeing are getting to be less and less expensive. Indie darlings, big blow up smaller games. Mega Bonk, great example.
Yeah.
So what that means is, as we start seeing those games come to prominence more, every time you go to your Xbox Ultimate Game Pass and you download a game like Mega Bonk, Microsoft wins because you play 30 Mega Bonks in a year, and it would have been cheaper to buy 30 Mega Bonks and pay for that.
Yeah.
Like we've officially gotten to the point where we used to be able to say, oh, Game Pass is no-brainer value. That's what we used to say, those 3 words, no-brainer value. There's enough on this where if you play games regularly enough, it is a no-brain decision that you will save money with Game Pass. With this price increase, like there was already people that were starting to kind of like analyze it harder in the last few years. But with this, it's just like, I'm seeing people all over the place being like, I totaled up my last year. I didn't spend that much money. Cancel.
Yeah.
Like, and you see that over and over and over. So I wonder if this is like the critical mass. I wonder if $30 is going to be their ceiling. I can't imagine them going more expensive. Granted, we don't have access to the metrics. Like, who knows how many people are actually buying this? But it is very wild, dude. It is very wild. And like, here's the thing. You see that big list of games? A lot of these games you can get on Steam for $1.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I mean, like they just put
Watch
Fallout
Dogs.
1.
Yeah.
They had Fallout 1 in that list. Like it's like, how can you're literally saying like it's starting to get a little obfuscated here. Fallout Tactics, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're really hoping that people just ride out that Xbox Game Pass is value and that they just don't look into it. I think they're just hoping that people just keep their heads down and don't pay attention.
Probably. I mean, the other thing too is this is right before or right in the middle of, big release season, right at the start of October. And so when you look at a game like Call of Duty, or you look at a game like, all the big titles they said they were coming up soon, Outer Worlds 2, all that stuff. And that stuff is added to Game Pass. Most people are going to be like, well, I could spend $30 on Game Pass, or I can spend $240 on these 3 games over the next 2 months, which $30 is definitely what I'm going to go for, over $240 of those $70 to $80 games. So maybe that's what they're trying to go for. I don't know.
I mean, there's no question that there could still be value as long as they don't start like restricting hours and titles per month, which, let's be blunt, that may be the direction they're going. But as long as they don't start doing that, then there's no way if you play enough games, you can get value out of this. I think the argument though is like, of the games you're really playing, like, yeah, it's easy to say like the $70 Call of Duties and stuff like that, but like really go through your library and be like, how many hours did I put in, how many hours of indies did I put in? How many hours of AAA did I put in? I think a lot of people will be surprised, especially when they start adding up those indie amounts, where it's just like that number's just not gonna, that number's gonna get closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
And right now, for a lot of people, I think it's too close. Remember that almost all of those big titles, they're gonna let you buy them to play them earlier, or pay extra to pay them earlier. So it's like,
sure.
If you are with a group of friends, if you want to play with your streaming community, if you are like that little $30 a month, you're just going to start like, oh, I'll just pay an extra 20 for this one. I'll just pay an extra 20 for this one.
Yeah.
And do that 15 times in a year. And I mean, you're done. You're cooked.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. There's also, and I saw a lot of industry analysts saying this as well, that they think / have heard rumblings that like, this is now the brand for Xbox, right? They have positioned themselves as the Netflix of gaming, and they're done making hardware. They're just gonna put Game Pass on everyone else's platform and become a Game Pass service that has first-party titles. You're not gonna see another Xbox. There's really not many reasons, especially when like you can turn on your TV right now and there's a Game Pass app on most smart TVs to where you don't even have to have a console. You just stream the games, from a cloud service to your TV. So why would I go buy a $650 console that can do the same thing my TV can that I already own? They look at that and they're like, well, maybe we just make it $30 and try to make it as appetizing as possible, as fast as possible before, the holiday season hits with all these big titles.
Some of the Twitter threads, dude, were hundreds deep.
The amount of refunds that I've seen on that thing are staggering.
I mean, they must have lost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a month overnight.
Yeah. It's maybe even more gruesome thinking about Call of Duty, right? Because Call of Duty it's the cash cow. That's why Activision Blizzard is Activision Blizzard. It sold millions and billions of copies, and now this year it's not.
Did they jack up the price of Game Pass so people would cancel it and buy the games?
Oh, I mean, maybe if they're
that was
what
I was gonna ask. Like, it's something I'm not 100% on. Even if you don't have Game Pass, you can still buy the games from the app, right? Like, if you want to pay like sticker price.
Yeah, you could still straight up buy like COD for $80.
The part I hate about this is going from that perspective. Like, so much makes perfect sense by what they're doing right now.
Where they win on both fronts.
It would win on both fronts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the people that don't pay attention, they just get $10 extra a month from them. All the people that leave now have to buy their favorite games. Like, yeah, I wonder if this is somebody inside Microsoft finally deciding, you know what? Maybe this wasn't the best idea.
Well,
maybe we should start just bringing all the whales in and chasing all the regular people away, and then we can just keep jacking the price up for them,
right,
and let everyone else buy their games at retail. Microsoft reportedly estimated $300 million sales loss on previous Call of Duties due to Game Pass. Just that alone might be worth chasing people away from the system.
Yeah.
I wonder if that $10 increase was the difference in how much, I wonder with that 3 million number, I wonder if they were like, if we jack the price up by 10, then, you know, if X amount of people stay and X amount of people buy, then that 300 will get less, you know, like, I wonder if that's the whole point. It's to just chase people off so they'll buy Call of Duty.
Maybe. I don't know. This year's COD is rough. So we'll see.
We have officially entered the age of this is no longer a no-brainer. Everyone needs to figure out if it's value for them.
Absolutely,
Like this is the end of that generation officially.
So here's
we were kind of already there, but this is the nail in the coffin. Again, it all depends on what you play. If you are a person that is fine to wait for the Game Pass release date and you plan on playing all the big AAA titles that year, I'm thinking you're going to save a lot of money because I mean, $360 is, I mean, let's be real, these days it's what, 4 games, 5 games, if even. So
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the kind of gamer you are, it's going to be a great value. End of story. I think the issue though is it's just people aren't really like that. People don't really play every AAA game. People just skip ones entirely sometimes. So it really comes down to like each individual person. How many AAAs do you play? How many indies do you play? Like, what's that ratio? And if it's more indie, it's pretty quickly going to be that this isn't going to be value for you. PC Game Pass, honestly, if you're a PC player, I think that may be the best value.
it might be the best.
I mean,
value.
at under $20, you're going to get all the stuff that comes out on your PC, which is frankly probably what you're going to want to play anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, PC Game Pass is still going pretty strong.
still pretty good. Still pretty good. Until they decide to look at that and be like, well.
You know they're already talking about that.
Well,
they
they
probably
did.
already have that plan for
They
later this
did
year.
increase it by like what, $5? It was $11.99 and
Yeah.
now it's $16.50 or
That's true.
$7. So yeah,
Value before it was crazy.
yeah.
PC Game Pass was nuts.